The reinforcements are paying immediate dividends in Cleveland. The last two games since the Cavs made a roster makeover, they've had two impressive wire-to-wire wins against playoff-bound teams. So the Cavs actually won 4 in a row, starting with LeBron hearing about the trade before Cleveland faced Minnesota. Of course, LeBron hit the game winner in overtime to win that one. LeBron performing like an MVP with ridiculous numbers with Smitty. They also lost a lot of playoff experience. Do you think that'll come back to haunt them in the postseason?
Well, we shall see. But the team, the way they was constructed before this trade, I was scratching my head saying, not because of talent. It just looked like this wasn't a lot of chemistry. And you look at this right here, playoff experience. George Hill, 83, Rodney Hood, 11. Of the players they traded away, 393 playoff games combined. That's where we got to get a chance to see if this trade works in the playoffs.
And the thing is, like I said, with these guys not having playoff experience, it's going to be a different level of intensity when they get to that first round, second round. But you have LeBron James. He's going to definitely get these guys prepared and ready to play. But you give George Hill a lot of credit because he brings toughness, size, and also the experience of being able to make good decisions. But with Nance, and also you understand that it's going to be a little bit tougher because he's able to run freely now. Guys are going to put bodies on him, and it's going to change. And Clarkson is playing with a lot of freedom, but he's a scorer, and the game plan is going to change when they get ready to play against those guys.
Elaborate on that a little bit about the game plan changing once they see this team a little bit.
Well, you get a chance to see them more often now, and we're going into the playoff, you're going to see these guys, and when it becomes a series, you might see them 7 times. So we can make adjustments. Coaches will make adjustments when it comes down to if a guy's really good coming off pin down, if a guy is in a pick and roll, you can trap, you can hard hedge. So expect for those coaches when they see these guys multiple times, they're going to make the right adjustment. And can those guys deliver once the guy makes a change? Will they have those counter moves?
Smitty, we know that LeBron makes the game easier for everyone around him. But with these new guys, we know that Kyrie, Irving made the game easier for LeBron, and Dwayne Wade in Miami made the game easier for LeBron. Are any of these new guys going to be able to do that? Maybe George Hill, Jordan Clarkson?
I think you look at it, it's a team game, sport, right? So if I'm playing with Tony Delk and Tony's on that right side and I drive that basketball, I know Tony's guy is not going to help as much. Then if you're LeBron James, if you get out and you like to run and be in the open court, if you have an old, slow guy like me, being behind him, he's not going to have that advantage. But you have some of these young guys, Tony, with the speed they have,
right.
Even if they don't get the bucket, it just opens up the lane for him because you have young guys running. You have Jordan Clarkson running. You have Rodney Hood running. You have a lob guy in Larry Nance, another lob guy. Now it opens up. But when you're the guy that gets it off the glass and you're the first one down, that's not a lot of advantages. So these young guys and these young legs are going to help him.
And that's where LeBron has been at his best, when you can put young horses around him and those guys are three-point shooters. He needs lanes to drive. And with these younger guys, they're getting out running. Nothing against the guys that were there beforehand. But LeBron, when he's ahead of the field, you're going to see a wall being built for LeBron. But the shooters, put shooters out there, he has lanes to drive, and it's a lot easier for him.
Look at these numbers. Now, we understand that LeBron in November, December was having an MVP season, but Tony, 13 assists per game in his last 4. Is he rejuvenated? What are you seeing from number 23?
Well, what you're seeing is that the younger guys are getting out running a lot more, and LeBron is being the best facilitator in the game. You're right, he's right back into the MVP conversation, but knocking down the outside shot, he's tough going to the basket, finishing with either hand. But he puts so much pressure on the defense when the ball is in his hand. So he is the best facilitator outside of maybe James Harden, CP3. And when you get a player like that, 6'8", playing downhill, it's tough to guard.
Are they now the favorites to win the East? I know 3 weeks ago it was like, uh-oh, I don't know if they're going to make it out of the first round. You saw everything blowing up. But are they now the favorites once again to come out of the East and go back to, for LeBron, an 8th straight finals?
You know what? 3 weeks ago, even 6 weeks ago, I did not have them in the favorites, and they were playing well. I had the Boston Celtics or the Toronto Raptors. Boston first, I will say that. But right now, I would say yes, the Cleveland Cavaliers has closed that gap. It's a 3-seeded team horse right now race because you have Boston, who's taking a little bit of dive. But this is a team that was winning without their Gordon Hayward, their other big-time stars. So I think they've had their little slump, but I think they'll be back after All-Star break. I like Toronto, but I think Cleveland now has gotten back into the conversation. They were gone about 2 weeks ago, Tony.
They were out. But I trust number 23, LBJ. We know what he brings year in and year out, and he delivers at the most important time. And now these young players just got to get on the ride and let LeBron be the facilitator, play downhill. When he's going downhill, he's making plays for his teammates, but also those guys are engaged on the defensive side of the ball, and that's where LeBron was in the first half. We didn't see guys that were committed to defense like these young guys are right now. Once they have players that can get individual stops, it's a game changer. You don't have to be in rotation as much.
Someone that's been playing extremely well, maybe at an MVP level, but under the radar because his team not doing so well. Anthony Davis, definitely Western Conference Player of the Week worthy. We'll show you why next as they played against the Lakers.